Reality is Liverpool's squad as it is. This is true to form. Every time they've won the league, they won the Champions League, I believe that it was him because of Klopp's brilliance, not because Liverpool had the squad in depth to do that. Because every time Liverpool falls short, you'll see Van Dijk gets injured. Calamitous season. Mo Salah gets injured for a long time. When their key players get injured, it's because they don't have the squad depth that the likes of Man City has. So I still believe that Jurgen Klopp has even overachieved with the squad that he has. And so I'm a massive fan of Klopp, I must say that. So maybe it's a bit of bias on my side, but if you look at the squad that he has.
It is, yeah.
If you look at the squad that he has, think about it, Nadim.
No, it is bias, you're right.
Look at who they're bringing off the bench. Who does he have, like, if his starting 11 is not there? The reality is...
No, they do have a lot of players. They've got quality. Actually, you're wrong. Because if you look at Jota, sometimes it doesn't start. Nunes... They've got quality.
Forward, they've
got the best attackers.
No,
they've got the best attackers
but
in England.
Those are starters.
No.
Calling them.
Jota's not even a starter. There's Nunes. There's
if
Salah.
Jota is fit, who plays ahead of him?
There's the Scarpo. Was the star of the World Cup. They've signed so many quality players under Klopp. The fact is, Klopp left Borussia Dortmund after winning 2 leagues successive. Thereafter, he failed to improve the team. He won the Champions League with Liverpool. He won the league for the first time after 30 years. Now he struggled. He lost to Madrid in the final of the Champions League. After losing to Madrid, he even failed to make the top 4 last season. You remember that?
Let's look at the players that came off the bench. You got Elliott that came on.
Yeah.
You got Endo that came on. You got Kwanzaa that came on. You got Tsimikas that came on. And Gomes. Those are the 5 players that came off the bench in the last game against Everton.
Yeah, but
you said there's
is that a
quality
good bench?
There. Is that quality? If you compare that to what Man City has, what they're bringing off the bench.
I am saying Liverpool, they've got the best attackers in Europe. If you've got Salah, who's regarded as one of the best players, who's almost on par with Haaland. If you've got it, Gakpo was signed as a high-profile player. You've got Nunes, who was signed from the champ. You've got Diaz. Come on, guys.
Europe.
Those are the players.
Stretch, yeah?
No,
they
do. Look at Madrid. If you look at the attackers of Madrid and Liverpool have got way better attackers.
Do you agree with Mark that they've got nothing on the bench? Because I've told you who comes off the bench. Do you agree that they don't have much in terms of squad?
Immediately I see Thiago Jota, who's quality, I know.
That's one player.
No,
I just read you 5 players.
Not a bench player. Jota struggled with injury. And when he's fit,
every team
he's
struggles.
a starting player.
Every team struggles with injury. Haaland didn't play on Wednesday.
But answer my
because
question. Looking at the 5 players that came off the bench against Everton, and looking at the bench in the last 4 or 5 games, including Jota, that's one player. Do they have a good squad?
No, they
win
do.
the league?
Liverpool do have a good squad to win the league. They do have the squad.
Let's go to Durban now. Pro?
I agree with you, Mark. Liverpool does not have depth in quality. I don't think I think Klopp had a first 11 and he had only 3 subs. They are quality, and the rest of the players are not good enough for a club like Liverpool. I know there's an old man, Abaidi Zukwava from Davidson. He loves Liverpool so much and he's going to insult me for this. In Liverpool, they are going to finish even below Arsenal.
What do you mean even? Because they're already below Arsenal, and of course, last season they expected they finished below Arsenal. It's gonna happen already. They are already behind us.
Yeah, they will finish below Arsenal because Man City will finish 4th, Arsenal will be 2nd, and Liverpool will be 3rd. That's what I'm trying to say.
All right, it's 21 up to the hour 6. That was that. It went from what it was to what it ended up being, but that's the beauty of the show, isn't it?
But when he says,
let's move on from that. You can make up your own mind as to what you think on that there. Let's come locally now, but before we get to the DStv Premiership and the big games of this weekend, including some games this evening, of course, let's start perhaps in the second tier of South African football, the Motsepe Foundation Championship. We spoke to Ophane Munyai on the title race.
If I were to put my head in a block, I think JDR and obviously Amatax for me will be in the top 3, and also Magezi is the number 1.
Pro, have you been following what's happening in the league just under?
Disappointed with how Opitz College performed in these last few games, put Andile. Their quality side. I really expected a lot from them. I really expected them to finish strongly. And they lost 3-0 against Black Leopards today. And I think they're falling off the race. It's definitely going down to Amatax, JTR, and Kasik. I think Amatax and Magesi will definitely qualify automatic promotion. I think Amatax will finish 2nd. And JTR and Kasik, they will fight for the 3rd spot. And for me, to be honest with you, I saw Kasrik last season in the playoff, and I was not quite impressed with their overall performance. Even though they gave ETS Galaxy Bradley Mojela, but I do feel that EJDR, they deserve an opportunity to go to the playoffs and test themselves. I think Nemasisi has done well over the past season to finish in respectable positions, and he deserves to go and test himself in the playoffs, the relegation promotion playoffs. So I'll give EJDR number 3.
Oh, look at that. I mean, it must be said that Mojela has been quite a find. They're enjoying his services there. He's been such a good player this season. Mark?
Yeah, I think it's very interesting when you look at Magezi and where they were last season. I mean, they finished 12th on 37 points. And, you know, they had to battle to stay alive, obviously, in the league. And it speaks to the quality appointment of a coach. You know, Clinton Larson coming in made a massive, massive difference. His experience, you know, at the top flight, his experience in the league, just knowing how to, you know, get players together that aren't necessarily superstars, but use them and, you know, bring them together as a unit. And so certainly 5 points clear with 5 games to go. It's hard to see that, you know, they'll mess it up now. I think now it's a battle for second place. And if you look at second place, or second and third place to go into the playoff, I think there's roughly like 8 teams
still vying for that
are still alive in that regard, because you could go all the way down to Hungry Lions, who's on 35 points, and they're in 9th position. They very much still, I mean, they're only 3 points away from a playoff spot. And so a lot's still going to happen in that league. It's going to be interesting. Magezi, I think they come up against Kazakh this weekend, I think it is. So that one is going to be a crunch encounter.
Before we go to Nadeem, the other conversation we'll be having today, the big one. Last week we started with Player of the Year in the PSL. Who do we think it is? And I think overwhelmingly we decided, because he was the most featured on everybody's list, that Ronald Williams is going to stand a strong chance of winning it. Today we're going to be speaking about best young player this season. Is Mufokeng going to get a nod from Propilani, Mark, or Nadeem? That's still coming up. But NFD
is very tough, Andile. If you look at how it started, I personally believed if you look how Marumo Gallants finished the league last season, you look at how they were performing in the CAF Confederations Cup, I thought they would just automatic qualification. Now they are fighting relegation of the NFT. Sinkimnisi promised them that he's going to meet them in the change rooms. The NFD team, they must be scared of him. His team is going to be promoted. I mean, they are far from promotion. Makesi, they've done well. This league is so unpredictable. I remember you speaking to Dan Malesela. He was quite optimistic that he might be promoted. Of course, now he's not going to be promoted. It's one of those leagues where you feel like Amatax and Makesi have really done well. They are in a position where it's almost in their hands, either via automatic qualifications, especially for Makesi, Amatax via playoffs. I think they are strong enough. After being tested against Sundowns, it's one of those teams that you think those two teams are going to be in the PSL next season.
Tugs go away this weekend. If they don't beat Fender away from home, then they can kiss top, obviously winning the league goodbye. Then they'll have to rely on the playoff. Yeah. But Braden is still alive in the playoff. He's still got a chance of making
playoff.
Remember,
Dance was given
Braden still has
one
a chance
instruction
to make the playoff.
Yeah, I was given one instruction. You have to win.
No,
you have
playoffs.
to get us promoted.
No, he's not going to be promoted. As I said when he was hired, that he's not going to be promoted. I mean, he doesn't have a chance. I don't even know why you're saying that. Because if you look,
he can't get to playoffs.
Even if he can, he's not going to be promoted, because if you look at how Amatax played against Sundowns, how they beat Swallows, how Swallows are doing well in the league. I mean, we thought Swallows, after releasing so many players, they were struggling, but they're showing so much improvement. Amatax, they look solid. Even Magesi, that's why I'm saying, even if they can, by chance, by miracles, make the playoffs, they're also going to struggle there.
So you're saying if Tugs go to playoffs, they're up already?
I've already said Amatax and Magesi
so
in the PSL next season.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, there's a big game today. Mamelodi Sundowns take on Esperance, but there's also 2 games out in the Premier League. That's like Cape Town Spurs that play Richards Bay. TS Galaxy take on Moroka Swallows in the division that we speak of now, which is the first division of South African football, the Motsepe Foundation Championship. It's Black Leopards that take on Orbit College, and Pretoria Kellies play Uppington City. More games in the Champions League include Al Ahly and TP Mazembe. Both games in the Champions League are deciders as to who will play in the final. Remember, we haven't had it since I think it's 2009, where we have not had an a Northern African team in the final. It could happen today, but highly unlikely, especially in the TP Mazembe Al Ahly game. They go away to Al Ahly, one wonders what's going to happen there. So let's go straight into it, gentlemen. Champions League football. Sundowns are at home against Esperance. They come into this game a goal down, Pro.
Difficult one for Sundowns, but Andile. Last time they overturned the semi-final first leg defeat was against Izeko in 2016, and they went on to win it. And they have not scored in the last 3 CAF Champions League matches. And I think in the AFL they showed great nerves of steel. This time around, I think the hero for Mamelodi Sundowns will definitely be fans on the stands. They're going to steer the team up, and they're going to help the team to overcome this 1-0 deficit. And I see Sundowns winning 3-1, and it's going to be 3-2 on aggregate, and they'll progress to the final.
But you just said they've not scored in the last 3 matches. Now they'll score 3 goals today.
Yeah, they've saved their goals for tonight, and I need to be patriotic. No. I need to be patriotic this time around, and say Sundowns will progress to the next round.
Are you being patriotic, or do you truly believe that?
I truly believe that, and there's an element of patriotism as well. And I feel with Coach Rolani and his team, they've done fairly well, and they deserve this opportunity to qualify for the Club World Cup as well, by virtue of winning the CAF Champions League, or even progressing to the final.
Mark?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. It's really tough. And again, I ask myself the same question. Am I thinking as a patriot, or am I thinking, with my head and not my heart? It's difficult to separate, what they've not been able to do over the last 3 games, and that they haven't scored, and against an Esperance team that's going to, obviously, they're well versed with this competition. They're very experienced. They know what it takes to get to that final. But I do believe, like Pro, something in me just says no, that they will get over the line. They've had to dig deep, and I think their experience in the AFL is what's going to be the difference. At the end of the day, the amount of football they've played,
This is you after having watched the 2 games, home and away, in Tanzania and here against Yanga. This is all like you looking at that team, how they've been performing, how they've struggled against that low block. You're looking at all of that, and you think...
I look even at their league form.
Yeah.
Sundowns have not been entirely convincing even in the league, but they found a way. They've just managed, that's Sundowns of late. They've managed to find a way to get across the line, no matter what it takes.
And we agree on how structured and disciplined that Esperance team is.
No, of course, and that's why I'm saying it's going to be a tall order, but that's literally epitomized who Sundowns is now. With their backs against the wall, they find a way to get across the line. And I think that ultimately will be the difference today. It's going to be very difficult.
They did it against Yanga. They did it against Richards Bay. They did it now against the Sekhukhune. That wasn't an easy team to beat, but they were able to do it.
They did it against Tuks.
They did it against Tuks as well.
Whatever it takes, if it's going to be penalties, whatever it takes, they make sure that, they put everything on the line. And that's what's epitomized them of late.
Nadeem doesn't look like he agrees. Nadeem?
Yeah, but I understand why Mark and Pro are saying what they're saying, because they are very clear that they're being patriotic. The results are not supporting their statement, simply because they played an NFD team, a full-strength Sundowns couldn't beat Amatax. A full-strength Mamelodi Sundowns couldn't even score a single goal against Yanga. I mean, Yanga is the one actually that scored what looked like a goal. Of course, it was disallowed. Then they went away, where Sundowns are usually strong away. They couldn't even score a single goal. Now they're playing at home, where they've not scored again in the Champions League in the last match against. So it's very difficult to see the 3 goals Pelane is talking about, because the last time Sundowns played in this kind of match, last season, they drew 2-2 with a White Dart. That's how they were eliminated. The fear here is that Sundowns can draw this match and score. If there's one score, then Sundowns are eliminated. They need to win, something that they've not been doing in the past few matches. In the last 3 matches of the CAF Champions League, they've not won a single match. So we just hope Rolani reaches the final and Sundowns win a second star. That's what we were hoping for, but it's going to be difficult if it does happen.
I mean, I've seen some videos. I've just retweeted it now from Usnetemba Makongo of the ES Tunis invading Loftus Festival Stadium. They're doing it with that smoke of theirs, they big flags. They've really come out in support of their team. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but take a look at that. It's just incredible what they're doing, because, they atmosphere people.
And
so
yeah, like another thing, Andile, that shocks me about Sundowns. Sundowns usually, the time where they were doing well in the Champions League, if you remember very well, they were playing their games during the day when it's hot. I honestly think this thing of playing this kind of games at night, it benefits the North African teams. I don't know why they moved away from that, because you knew that they will thrash Al Ahly. I mean, the last time they beat Al Ahly, I think 5-2, Al Ahly scored a brace. It was played during the day where it was hot, where the weather didn't suit them. But now they're taking this match at night where it suits those Arabic people. I honestly feel that Sundowns are taking away the advantage from.
It's 18:33. We're going to be taking your calls, of course, and your thoughts on 086-000-2160 or WhatsApp on 060-552-7303. Last one, as far as the topics are concerned anyway, before we get into the best young player. Kaizer Chiefs, struggling Kaizer Chiefs, taking on SuperSport United this weekend. It's a game that on any other season, any other year, would be a top of the league clash, would be a game that everybody's looking out for. It plays tomorrow at 5:30, that game there. When you take a look at what it looks like in the league at the moment, you've got Kaizer Chiefs sitting in 10th position with 30 points after 24 games. SuperSport United in 5th position with 35. So there's a 5-point difference between the two, with a goal difference of 0 both ways, meaning SuperSport United have scored 29 and conceded 29. Kaizer Chiefs have scored 19 and conceded 19, Nadim.
Yeah, that's how bad both teams are. I'm beginning to believe that Gavin Hunt has forgotten how to coach. Because if you look at this guy, I've followed his career from when he was coaching in Cape Town, went to coach Black Leopards, Swallows, then SuperSport United, Vets. He was always that good. I mean, the last time Black Leopards were a solid top 8 team was when Gavin Hunt was coaching Black Leopards. Then he took over Swallows. They almost won the league. They became number 2 to SuperSport United. He went to SuperSport. He won the league 3 times in a row. He went to Vets. He won the league. He went to Kaizer Chiefs. I mean, people don't even know that maybe Kaizer Mtonga, they were saying that guy, that was not Gavin Hunt. That was Hunt Gavin. That team was so bad at Kaizer Chiefs. Then went to Chippa United. Morgan Mamila is actually doing better than what Gavin was doing. Now at SuperSport United, we are running out of actuals. He took Tsukamanje from Pirates, where we thought Tsukamanje was going to score goals from. Now this team is struggling. We can't say they are doing that bad because they don't have quality players. This squad was number 3 last season. But now this season it just became so bad. With Chiefs, the less set up by them, the better, because they're just like so bad.
SuperSport have conceded a goal in every one of their last 25 matches.
And they've got a Bafana goalkeeper there. They've got 2 defenders. One is the former Bafana captain, and the other one, we're told, is the next Lucas Hadebe. Why are they conceding so much if they've got that kind of quality? Because it's coming from SuperSport United. It's not coming from us. That Ikone will be better than Lucas Hadebe and McFish. But why are you conceding so much if you've got a Bafana goalkeeper that will know that is that good? Exactly. It's one of those matches where you will expect both teams to lose, Chiefs and SuperSport. But obviously in football, exactly. It's one of those teams where you say, like, unfortunately in football, it can't be even a draw. I mean, that's how bad the teams are.
No. 2 losers on the day. Wow. No, the funny thing is, when I look at this, I'm very surprised by it. Like, and if you look at the respective records, SuperSport, I would expect possibly to rather have Chiefs' record and Chiefs to have SuperSport's record. Chiefs have one of the best defensive records in the league, and SuperSport have one of the worst defensive records in the league. It's on the part of SuperSport, it's only Cape Town Spurs, Richards Bay, I think it's Royal AM and Golden Arrows are the only teams that have a worse defensive record than SuperSport United. And for me, that's extremely uncharacteristic of any Gavin Hunt team. Gavin Hunt prides himself on shoring things up defensively. It's almost like he's one of those coaches who believes you build your defense first and you move forward from there. You don't concede goals, you can't lose matches. You know, those kind of principles is kind of like what has echoed through Gavin Hunt's coaching career. And so it's very surprising to see this kind of record. And then on the part of Kaizer Chiefs, 19 goals scored. That's one of the, it's not a great attacking record, but they have a great defensive record. And then you ask yourself, okay, so if they're good defensively, clearly, going forward, there's a bit of an issue. And the funny thing is, it's not like you look at Kaizer Chiefs and say they're missing 100 opportunities every match, or, it's like gilt-edged opportunities that they're missing. Just going forward in attack, they are nowhere near the enterprising Kaizer Chiefs that you expect, because we know that's a team you expect to play great football, dominate teams in terms of possession. They're not doing that. So both teams, very, very uncharacteristic by nature, by what we've come to know and love from those respective teams. So yeah, it's a really topsy-turvy season. It's been one of those.
Pro?
It's a tough one, but Andy, both teams, I think SuperSport has not won a match in 2024, if I'm not mistaken, and the Chiefs have only won one. And these are the two teams that have shown faith in recent matches to youngsters, and they've given a lot of youngsters. We saw Umfundo Vilakazi getting an opportunity again against Richard Bay, and how he tried to influence the game coming from the bench. We saw Abum Pidu Shabalala trying to have an influence. SuperSport, on the other hand, they've got to Ime O'Connor at the back, they've got Richard Campbell. I think it's going to be an interesting match that is going to end in a draw with goals. Because I don't know if the SuperSport wins, who's going to steal the match for them. I know which is a fixture that they enjoy the most, and I think they've beaten the Chiefs Kulu, and I think this is a chance for them to also regain their confidence that we know is SuperSport off. And this time around, I think a draw will be a fair result.
I think you're right. 2023 was the last time they won a match in the league. The 2 or 3-1 against the Orlando Pirates.
Yeah, SuperSport United.
Yeah, that's the last match they won last year already.
And Kaizer Chiefs have won only one game in the last 10. So now it's end of April. One win, such a big team, guys. Maybe we should stop saying Kaizer Chiefs is a big team, because the way they play, they don't play like a big team. The results are not identifying a big team. Let's just say it used to be a big team, but now they are not behaving like a big team.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, best young player in the DStv Premiership over the last season. Does Mufokeng get a nod in? What about out at Stellenbosch? Some great youngsters there have been doing some magic too. Who would you give your nod to?
Let's go. One day. That's right. Only one day left. The penultimate Metro FM Music Awards.
Everyone is just on edge. We want it to begin.
Hurry and get your tickets now at CompuTicket.
The biggest night on Zanzi's music calendar may be over. I tell you we will stop.
Don't miss out on South Africa's biggest music awards in Mbombela, Mpumalanga.
Because we're it right now. We're the I, we're the T.
Saturday, 27th April. Metro FM. Black to the future. Sports Night Amplified with Ndile on Metro FM.
Puti Lekwalane, a.k.a. Minaj. You ended up in Mothiba Foundation.
Yeah.
So you never made it to the heights of professional football.
No, I've never. I was going to training every day. It was a rejection.
You're
Safe
an openly
space.
gay man.
Yes. So there was no safe space for an LGBTI athlete.
There's gay indoor football, gay indoor basketball. That is exclusion as well on the part of the LGBTQI plus community. Because as Andile, I can't go and play there.
Why?
Because it is for the LGBTQI community, is it not?
But we are very inclusive. There's an A, LGBTQIA.
Hey, can get Andile.
No, it's ally.
6 to 7 p.m.
The Metro FM Music Awards weekend is here. Catch the official pre-party at the Prestige Lifestyle Grand in Mbombela on Friday the 26th of April. Featuring Gubza the Small, Mahoo, DJ Storky, Black Diamond, The Musical Chef, Emo, plus Metro FM's Naked DJ, Lulo Cafe, Lemmy's Holworthy. Get your tickets at CompuTicket. Table bookings available from Prestige Lifestyle Grand. Hashtag MMA24. Black to the future.
Podcast Friday on Sports Night Amplified with Ndile on Metro FM. Powered by SABC Sport.
We're shifting the focus now to speak about the best young player. But before that, let's touch on statistics on everything that we've spoken about. And to do so, we need to go to the man who's still blue on what was the Blue app, now X-Twitter, that is, Opta Jabu, unofficial Twitter page for South African and African soccer stats. Enlightening South Africans, you can DM them for all queries that you want to use there. They've got just over 20,000 followers. Surely, by the end of this year, guys, 50. I urge you, if you don't follow Opta Jabu yet, it's my goal with them. Let's push that page to 50,000 followers. It's Opta Jabu, OPTA Jabu. It's the best stats page on X. Trust me on that one. Representing the guys, of course, is Linda Lamoya out in Cape Town. Linda.
Andile, good evening. Good evening to you and your listeners as well.
A realistic goal, yeah? 50 by the end of the year.
50 by the end of the year. That is the goal, Andile. We're not in Cape Town today. We're actually in Klerksdorp.
Hey, you're not too far from us.
Not too far, here for a sister's wedding.
Well, let's get into the DStv Premiership first. The game that we've picked on that we want to see is Chiefs versus SuperSport. What can you tell us about this match?
Yes, Andile, I've been listening all along on the show. People have been discussing the bad records that Chiefs and SuperSport have so far this year. SuperSport still winless in 2024. That's 8 games. It's the longest they've ever gone without a win from the start of the year. And it's a record they share only with Cape Town City. Those are the 2 teams who haven't won a single game in 2024 so far.
They beat Chiefs, though, this season.
They did. They did beat Chiefs this season. So that's the bright side. They can actually get a league double over Chiefs for the first time in 12 years if they win this coming weekend. Last doing so in 2012, also under the same coach, Gavin Hunt.
Wow, interesting one, that. Now, let's shift focus to the CAF Champions League. You've got Sundowns versus Esperance.
Yes, big game tonight. Andile, Sundowns hosting Esperance. We know they lost the first leg in Tunisia, and it's the 12th time that they've lost a first leg of a CAF knockout tie. And so the question automatically is, what happens in those situations? They've progressed in 6 of the 12, so they're in a 50-50 situation at the moment.
So every time they've lost the first tie, they've progressed 6 times in the last 12 and lost 6 times. So it's 50-50 at the moment.
It's 50-50 at the moment, yeah.
But what about, how do teams from Tunisia travel in South Africa?
So they're actually quite decent when they come to South Africa, teams from Tunisia. Esperance leads those teams when it comes to wins on South African soil. That's 2 wins. The one against SuperSport in 2004, and they also beat Sundowns in 2017. So it's a pretty decent record for the Tunisian teams when they come to our shows.
Opta, I don't want you to hang up because I want to ask the guys first before I go to you and your stats. I'm going to start with Pro Pilani out in Durban. Pro, your top 3 best young players this season.
But Andile, number 1 on my list is Chandra Campbell of SuperSport United. It's his first season. He's 18 years old. I think he has played 16 matches and scored 2 goals. Playing in front of a player like Pasera, I think Pasera has helped him a lot to enjoy his game. Number 2 on my list would be Relebo Mofokeng of Orlando Pirates, 19 years old, 20 matches, 2 goals. I think playing in front of a player like Leonard has also helped him to enjoy his game, and he's very influential in Pirates attack. Very, very effective in the final third. I think he might be a star for the future for South Africa. And the third one for me is Uime Okon, the defender for SuperSport United. The only Achilles heel for him is that he's playing for a team that has considered 29 goals, if I'm not mistaken.
But you put him there.
That's his top 3. That's his top 3.
Yeah, but I put him on my list purely because I think Tyson Katwayo has helped him a lot, and he has benched Ukigen Allen. He has benched Osiandakulu in the team.
So you're choosing a defender of a team that is one of the most conceding.
Yes, because I'm choosing an individual in a team performance. But Andile, I think Uime Okon is a quality young man, and he reminds me of Ole Makanya, or the one who was the Stellenbosch. Quality young boy. I think South Africa will benefit a lot from him if we get him for Bafana in the future. I think he's one of our brightest prospects there to have. Yeah, that's my top 3. Put Andile.
I hear you, Mark. What was your top 3?
It's very interesting. I'm going to say this. For in the DDC last season, 3 players were nominated Player of the Season. It's Kaka Sifumba at Cape Town City, Chandra Campbell, and Rile Mofokeng. Kaka won it. But if you look at the other 2, they really come and set the league alight. The crazy thing about the Young Player of the Season award, though, it's an under-23 award.
Yeah.
And if you look at, I think those 2, I agree with those 2. Rile and Chandra, they've done exceptionally well given their ages. One born 2004, one born 2005. But Oswin Apollos qualifies as well.
He does.
Jaden Adams qualifies as well. And I think those 2 for their respective teams have been very good. Oswin Apollos even getting a nod into the AFCON squad. Jaden Adams, the same thing, getting a nod into the AFCON squad. So the fact that they still qualify means that they definitely should be among the front runners. And if you look at it, Oswin Apollos, in terms of under 23 players, has played more minutes than a lot of the league. He's played almost 2,000 minutes, and so definitely I think he's one of the front runners.
So who's your 3?
Oswin, Jaden, and Rile.
Wow. Okay, Nadim.
Yeah, mine, I also agree with Jaden Adams. I think it's part of the reason why Stellenbosch won the Carling Black Label Cup and are doing well in the league. If you look at him for 30 games in all competitions and scored 3 goals, one will say he's responsible that maybe he's no longer a starter. Saleng, the players player of the season last season, and also Kemit Erasmus. I think Mfokeng has really done well. I actually believe that he's one of the strong candidates, and he might even win it. And then another one, David Titus is 22 years. It's also been brilliant for Cape Town. I mean, sometimes, Stellenbosch, you expect a lot from Stellenbosch because of these players have so much improved. I give credit to Steve Barker, the coach. I mean, to develop them. Those kind of
2 or 3 players in that squad that could be a part of this conversation.
Adams, I mean, I think on merit was selected to the AFCON squad. Titus is 23 years. I think he's still part of the age group.
So give me your top 3 again.
Mfokeng, Titus, and Jaden Adams.
Let me go to Opta. Opta, you've done some homework here, and we've grouped them according to stat. Most chances created by a player under 23.
Indeed, Andile, we chose a few metrics here to look at. Most chances created by a player under 23. Number 1 is 43 for Oswin Apollos, and then 31 for Jaden Rhodes as well.
Jaden Rhodes didn't come up in this conversation. So most chances created by a player under 23 in the league, 43 Oswin Apollos and 31 by Jaden Rhodes, okay? Most goals scored by a player under 23.
Most goals scored by a player under 23, 6 for Ashley Cupido, and then 5 for God's Power Igodaro, and once again, Oswin Apollos.
So once again, Ashley Cupido didn't come up in this conversation, nor did Igodaro. Both of them are high scorers under 23.
How old is God's Power?
He's 22, is he not?
Yeah, but okay.
It's under 23, so he still qualifies.
Okay.
Most assists by a player under 23.
Most assists by a player under 23, that's 4 for Chandra Campbell, and then 3 each for Tumani Butaka, Antonio Van Veek, Relebo Hile Mofokeng, and once again, Oswin Apollos.
Do you know who shows up on every one of those?
Oswin Apollos.
Oswin Apollos. He's created more chances than any player under 23. He scored more goals than most players, 5. Only one person, Ashley Cupido, scored more than him. And he shows up again in the most assists by a player under 23. Opta, we appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Andile.
Opta's out of here. We keep Propilani, of course, Nadeem and Mark. I wonder if that changes your mind, guys.
I said Oswin Apollos, and so definitely one of my front runners.
He shows up statistically. He's been the best.
No, he does. And if you look how Polokwane have improved, he's one of the best players. I mean, even went to the AFCON squad.
Pro?
I can't argue with Oswin Apollos' name. I think he's going to be a brightest star in the country, and I like him a lot.
We're going to take a break. When we come back on the other side, it's all up to you.
Visit betway.co.za and never miss out on the non-stop action. Get way more with Betway.
The stakes are always high with the Betway Mahala Jackpot on the line. Place any sports bets and you'll automatically have the chance to enter every day into the Betway Mahala Jackpot. Njalo! Get 6 picks right and you could win up to 25,000 Rand cash. Only at Betway.
It's a shoe!
T's and C's apply. Licensed and regulated by the Western Cape Gambling and Racing Board. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. For gambling counseling, call SARGF on 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp 076 675 0710.
Visit betway.co.za to bet on every unforgettable sporting moment. Get way more with Betway.
All right, here we go.
Call Metro FM now on 0860 00 2160. Drop us a voice note on 060 552 7303.
Waking up, I'm too turned up.
Andile, good evening, my brother, and all Metro FM listeners around the globe. Today, I only want to wish Mamelodi Sundowns good luck. I hope they win, qualify for the Club World Cup, and go to the final of the CAF Champions League. Because in the final, anything can happen. They can even beat their rivals 5-0, like they did to Al Ahly some time ago. It's Moses Mokoena, thank you.
Mandisibulisele ma-andi nibulisa nonke nabahlalutyi bakho ma-andi ngicela abahlalutyi bakho bandihlalutye lapha yintoni uBra Ace Ngcobo no Victor Hlungwana bephikisana ngomthetho kaFIFA. Lo mthetho kaFIFA abawufundi ngendlela efanayo ba uVictor Hlungwana uthi la offside la goal yeSwallows bekufanele bayogula uthi uLantu Ace Ngcobo yigoal yena. Okwesibini ingaba kule season ingaba singanaye ureferee of the season kule season kule ndlela oreferee besenza ngayo. Danko.
It's a good question, that second one, you know, but yes, there will still be an award for referee of the season, even in a controversial season such as this one. And yes, it doesn't happen once. I think it's highlighted because this was such a big one, you know, but it happens a lot that I see after we've done our show. I see later on that Ace Ngcobo didn't agree with what we've said. I stick with my guy. You know, Victor's my guy, and I stick with my guy. So I guess it's the same as anything else in football, but the law should be the law, and we shouldn't be seeing it two different ways, though. But this
was my initial problem with VAR. Why I said it doesn't matter. Let's just let the guy make mistakes on the field instead of someone with cameras and replays making the same mistakes. And that's why I've never been for VAR.
086-000-2160, taking your calls.
Chibombeze, I'm at Eastern Cape in Wusu. I just received my transfer from Kaizer Chiefs last week. Now I'm going to Mamelodi Sundown. No, sky is the limit right now. We are winning 2-1 today. We're going to
no, you can't swap teams.
Why not?
No,
no, actually you can.
Born with,
no,
you go with.
Look at Pilane. He used to support Sundowns. Now it's supporting Amazulu. You can.
Wait, but did you hear what he said the scoreline is going to be?
What did he say?
He said his team is winning 2-1. And 2-1 is out.
It's Chaile.
Yeah. And you missed the sarcasm. That's sarcasm, my man. You can't say Sundowns is winning 2-1.
No, I hear what you're saying. So he's wishing them. He's actually not wishing them well. I see.
Maybe it's the same scenario of Victor.
But guys, you can't. You can't change teams. No, I refuse.
No, you can. Why not?
What law is this now?
No, you can.
The team that you decide on when you are young is a team that you die with.
No.
So I decided on Man United when I was in primary school. They're the worst team at the moment out of the top teams, but I stay with them.
No, I used to support Arsenal. I left. I left in peace. No, you can actually.
But you're back now.
No, I'm not. I used to be a hardcore Arsenal fan. I used to watch every game.
So where
have you moved? Have you changed?
No,
you just stopped
I'm
supporting.
a spectator.
No, exactly. That's fine. But you can't change teams. Can I play the last one there?
And delay. Let me tell you something. In our NFD, I'm giving it to Magezi. In our PSL, Sundowns, and in English, it is like a movie that we have witnessed before. Manchester City will win this one. It's Moses Mokwena of Ramukwa. Thank you.
Thank you, Moses. Let's go to Lisibe.
Lisibe wants to speak
about referees. Lisibe.
Yeah, good evening, Andy Lane. Good evening to you.
Are we going to have a referee of the year?
Now, if it was up to me, no, you must scrap it. There's no way to praise mediocrity. Why do I say this? Remember, I'm glad that one of your voice note or callers said something about conflict between
Ace and Vic. Ooh, gone. Terribly sorry, Biso. They cut you off. Sorry for that one there. Wild Biso. Biso is the man manning everything there. Yeah. He's just wondering. Calls are just going to play the last voice note there. Play the last voice. Well, one more voice note.
Even though I'm a pirate.
Evening, Miss Angelia. Pershan Dusange from Dival. Yeah, I just like to wish my team tonight all the best. Yeah, I wish them luck. I think we have the quality to overturn the result. Yeah, I think Coach Rulan will come with his best tactics. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it will be the team that wants this more. I think individual players that we have, they must show up and bring their A game tonight. Big up, Joshua.
Pro Pilani also dropped. Ooh, Lama. With you. Let's go to David, rather. Let's see if we can take David. Can we take David? David? Piso, can you punch up David? Okay, let's try Mandla. Mandla? Play the voice. Mandla, you there? It's okay, Piso. It's okay. Piso doing the lines for the first time. It's not going his way.
Guys, gents, please talk to Nadim, please. He's saying between SuperSport and Chiefs today on the weekend, he expects both teams to lose. That's how terrible these teams are. Nadim expects them to lose. But they're playing against each other.
That one is going to trend for a long time, Nadim.
Yeah, no, that's how bad they are.
Okay, let's go back to Lisibe. Let's go back to Lisibe. I think we managed to get him back. Lisibe.
Yes, I'll be fast. Thank you. I'm saying I'm not going to come on radio and say one is better than another, but for me, I agree with Mr. Ngobo. And he has put clips of so many games.
Piso doesn't want to hear what you're saying.
No, we didn't catch you. No.
We didn't catch you, especially because of what you're saying.
Yeah,
we didn't catch you.
It will look like we're supporting.
But his signal also, I think this
yeah.
No, terribly sorry. Let's leave the calls be, so it's all good. Play the voice notes.
Hey, Lipara, please, Lipara, ask Nadim, did he ever come back on air and tell us listeners to say, hey guys, I'm sorry I was wrong about Calvin Johnson? Because when Calvin Johnson was promoted to the first team, just like how they do it, they don't hire coaches, they promote. Ata was promoted, Nsegi was promoted, now Calvin. Did he come back on air on that team and say he was wrong? Because when Calvin Johnson was promoted, he was busy telling us, "With now, this is the man who's going to turn chips around." And I sent a voice note that day and said, no, he's wrong. Calvin Johnson is worse than all. Did he come back? Ask him for me.
I can hear you. I don't need to, Sul.
Yeah, I think I did. Actually, not I think. I did say I expected so much from Calvin. He has really failed at Kaizer Chiefs, but looking how he did well at Platinum Stars, he built that team that nearly won the league. They lost to Kaizer Chiefs at the end. I honestly expected much better than him. I did actually clarify that I expected him to do better than Molefe Ntsege at as one.
Hey, good evening, Andy and the team, Lapo. Talking about Kevin Hunt, my favorite coach, man. But I heard Musama rumors saying SuperSport is struggling in terms of finances, etc. Don't you think you're in Kinga?
No.
The problem that is making this team perform the way it does? Because when there's Kevin Hunt, there are silverwares. Performance-wise, the team will do good. So yeah, maybe those rumors are true, man. I don't know.
No, they're not true. They just sold Masego to Sundowns. They've been signing. I mean, they signed
Kulu.
They took Kulu from Amazulu, and
they're announcing a sponsor every 2 minutes.
Yeah, so it's not true. Gavin is just like, maybe he's got other priority. Maybe he wants to play golf, and he loves golf so much. Maybe spend so much time in golf course instead of the training pitch.
Propilane, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. He thinks Black Leopards 3, Orbit College 0, Pretoria Kelly's 1, Uppington City 1 result. From the Motsepe Foundation Championship. Of course, as it gets closer to the end of the season, there's a huge spotlight on that. Mark, we're off to the game.
Yeah, certainly looking forward to that.
7 o'clock, top of the hour. Yeah. Apparently no rain in Pretoria, just rain here in Joburg.
Okay.
So it should be primed for a great game. We're going to allow the next guys to come in now. They're all the way in Bombela is what I'm understanding. Right? The guys are coming from Bombela? They are. Lulu Cafe and Naked DJ are coming from Bombela. They should be ready. Are they punched up? We're going to do it now. Brendan Breezy takes over. From us, we'll do it again on Monday. Let's reflect back on the weekend and now leave you in the very capable hands of the party starters. Pela, Nanzomi.
Y'all ready? The Metro FM Music Awards 2024. Light to the future.
The nominees for Song of the Year: Oscar Mbo and KG.